Hello, this is Yonmot Gurum. Kia launched the electric vehicle 3 and electric vehicle 4 to make electric vehicles more popular. I've already shared test drive reviews for both vehicles, and compared to previously released electric cars, they are definitely more affordable. As entry-level electric vehicles, I mentioned that their basic driving performance is good enough to be considered decent. Especially while test driving both vehicles, I felt that something was a bit lacking. The SUV-style electric vehicle 3 was great overall, but the second row space was a bit disappointing. On the other hand, the electric vehicle 4 had a really spacious second row, which I liked. However, I mentioned that the rear design was a bit disappointing. But what's even more concerning is the price. Ironically, there's not much of a price difference between the two cars. If there were at least a price gap, I think it would make the decision easier. So, I'm still torn between the stylish SUV, the electric vehicle 3, or thinking, no, the second row space is important, so I should go with the electric vehicle 4. In this situation, Kia has unveiled the electric vehicle 4 hatchback in the United Kingdom market. Hatchbacks have a different rear design. Oh, what is this? Isn't this cheating? This is just an electric vehicle 4 SUV. Electric cars have floor-mounted batteries, making them taller overall. This blurs the design differences between hatchbacks and SUVs compared to internal combustion engine cars. There's only a slight height difference. If it's an electric vehicle hatchback, I really hope it gets released in Korea, and I'll tell you the reason why. First is the electric vehicle 4 hatchback. From the front, it looks exactly like the electric vehicle 4. If you look at the design of the previously released electric vehicle 4, the front is identical and the side design is also virtually the same. There is a difference though. There's a design difference in the area from the second row to the trunk. The sedan has a long and gentle slope, while the hatchback has a design similar to that of an SUV. Now, let's look at the SUV electric vehicle 3. It definitely looks similar to the electric vehicle 3. So the design of the electric vehicle 4 hatchback is actually closer to an SUV than a sedan. Especially in the way the trunk drops down vertically and opens, it's also similar to an SUV. Now let's check out the side profile as well. If you've only seen the side profiles of the electric vehicle 4 hatchback and the electric vehicle 3, you might even say, isn't this car the electric vehicle 3? That's how similar they look. But if you compare it to the electric vehicle 4 sedan, it's a completely different car. The electric vehicle 4's design still receives mixed reactions after its release. There were many reactions saying it's disappointing due to its proportions. The electric vehicle 4 hatchback has some design differences, but this one looks just like the electric vehicle 3 compared to the electric vehicle 3. The electric vehicle 3 looks a bit shorter and feels more solid. Then, what differences are there in the specifications? Let's review the specs for an accurate comparison. The electric vehicle 3 is 4,300mm long, while the sedan-designed electric vehicle 4 measures 4,730mm, a 430mm difference. A 43 C/N difference puts them in separate classes, so what about the electric vehicle 4 hatchback? The total length is 4,430mm. It's 130mm longer than the electric vehicle 3 and 270mm shorter than the electric vehicle 4 sedan, making it well balanced. Also, 130mm longer than the electric vehicle 3 means 13 cm. With this much difference, the second row space is really different from what it looks like from the outside. Some people might think they must be similar, how much difference could there be? So I actually measured the electric vehicle 3 and electric vehicle 4 myself. The interior space of the electric vehicle 3 looks like this. Because it's a high-floor SUV, it looks more spacious to the naked eye, and this is what the interior space looks like. Let me quickly measure the legroom first. First, from behind the first row seat, measuring from the center where the second row seat starts, it's about 24 to 25 centimeters when viewed from above. The second row seat cushion from here to the end measures about 46 to 47 centimeters, 46-47. From where your head touches the ceiling to the bottom of the second row, the distance across the seat's interior is about 92 centimeters. The electric vehicle 3 second row depth was about 92 centimeters. Now let's move on to the electric vehicle 4. The electric vehicle 4 is shorter overall, so let's see how much difference that makes. You immediately notice the difference in space. The distance from right behind the first row driver's seat to where the second row seat begins, wow, it's around 41 mm or 32 meters, and earlier we had 25 meter Even if we estimate roughly there's about a 5 centimeter difference, you can consider it that way, and a 5 centimeter difference is about the difference of one segment. Especially for those who consider the second row space important, this 5 centimeter difference can feel quite significant. Then, is there a difference in the size of the seats as well? They look bigger, but could it be? No, is that even possible?
Let me measure it.
Oh, the seats are different. You're right. I placed the seat in the middle in the same way, and when I measure to the back, it's 50. 50. I didn't realize there was this much of a difference. The main difference between electric vehicle 3 and electric vehicle 4 is the second row seat size. That's why I definitely felt more comfortable when I sat in it. Properly supporting your legs and thighs is essential. Especially in compact cars, even just 2 or 3 centimeters can make a big difference when you're driving. The second row space was about 5 centimeters larger in knee room, and the seat itself is also 3 centimeters bigger. This means that at the very least, even if you can't see it, there's about a hand's width more space here. The electric vehicle 3 and electric vehicle 4 had a significant wheelbase difference. This difference in space is fully reflected in the second row, so what about the headroom in the second row? For the electric vehicle 4, the headroom in the second row is about 92. What surprised me today was that when I measured it myself, the seat was much bigger and the legroom was also much larger. If I get the chance, I'll compare the second row space with the electric vehicle 6. The difference is really big. The second row space between the electric vehicle 3 and the electric vehicle 4 is greater than the difference between the Avante and the Sonata. If you frequently use the second row space, I've already told you several times that you should buy the electric vehicle 4 rather than the electric vehicle 3. Then some of you might ask, it's not yet been revealed in Korea, so how do you know if the second row space is the same as the electric vehicle 4? The electric vehicle 4 hatchback has a 2820mm wheelbase which defines its interior space. This matches exactly with the electric vehicle 4, so there's no difference. Then, aside from the second row legroom, is there a difference in headroom between the SUV style electric vehicle 3 and the sedan type electric vehicle 4? To give you the conclusion first, they're the same. That's why you really have to measure the interior space. Some people might say, how can the height be the same when one is a sedan and the other is an SUV? The seats are different. The electric vehicle 3 has seats that are a bit higher, while the electric vehicle 4 has lower seats. That's why the overall height could be the same. Then, lastly, let me compare just one more thing. Trunk space is important. The SUV style electric vehicle 3 has 460 liters of cargo capacity, while the sedan style electric vehicle 4 offers 490 liters. Although the height is a bit lower, it's designed to be deeper inside, so it offers about 30 liters more capacity. What about the electric vehicle? 4 hatchback, it has 435 liters of cargo space. The electric vehicle 3 had 460 liters. The electric vehicle 4 had 490. It's smaller because though the second row space matches the electric vehicle 4, its overall length is 270mm less than the electric vehicle 4. Because of this, the trunk height increased, but the trunk capacity is about 25 liters smaller than the electric vehicle 3. Aside from these external differences, the interior space of the two vehicles is actually completely identical. Now let's compare the rear design as well. On the rear of the electric vehicle 4, you can see a garnish that wraps vertically around the vehicle from behind the second row. The design of the taillights on the SUV showed 3 directions: top, bottom, and inside, but on the hatchback it's an L-shaped design with 2 directions. On the other hand, the electric vehicle 3 has a garnish design that connects from the second row to the trunk, and you can see taillights with 3 directional elements. There are these subtle design differences. So let's draw a conclusion. The electric vehicle 4 hatchback might be the kind of vehicle that domestic consumers would like the most because its exterior design is similar to that of an SUV. If you compare domestic launch prices, the electric vehicle 3 and electric vehicle 4 are very similar. So, for those who are thinking of buying the electric vehicle 3, it's hard to say, oh, I can't buy the electric vehicle 4 because of the price. If your purpose is for family use, you absolutely can't ignore the second row space. The second row space in the electric vehicle 4 is actually as comfortable as the electric vehicle 6, so there's nothing to envy. Now the electric vehicle 4 has started taking orders in the United Kingdom market. it would be really great if the electric vehicle 4 hatchback was released in Korea as well. But in Korea, hatchbacks are often described as a graveyard. They weren't popular during the internal combustion era, so in today's domestic market, it's really hard to see the electric vehicle 4. But if it's an electric car, it would definitely have some appeal. If it were up to you, between the electric vehicle 3 and the electric vehicle 4 hatchback, let us know in the comments which one you liked more. Then I'll see you again with an even better video. Thank you.